In this podcast episode, Joe Rogan is joined by Brigham Buhler, who shares his compelling experience testifying before the Senate about the urgent need to address the chronic disease crisis in America. He discusses the systemic failures of the healthcare system, the impact of food and environmental factors on health, the role of corporate interests and media, and the importance of preventative care. Buhler also emphasizes the interconnectedness of health and politics, advocating for a holistic approach to wellness and the potential of technology in revolutionizing healthcare. Buhler shares his experience testifying in front of the Senate, highlighting the urgency of addressing the chronic disease crisis in America. He emphasizes the staggering statistics, noting that nearly 1.9 million people die annually from chronic diseases, which surpasses the total American lives lost in all wars combined since the founding of the country. Buhler recounts how he connected with influential advocates like Casey Means and RFK Jr. through his podcast appearances, leading to the formation of a nonpartisan group aimed at tackling the healthcare system's failures. Buhler discusses the systemic issues within the healthcare industry, particularly the pharmaceutical sector, which he claims profits from treating symptoms rather than addressing root causes. He points out that a significant portion of the FDA's funding comes from pharmaceutical companies, creating a conflict of interest that undermines public health. During his testimony, he aimed to humanize the statistics by sharing personal stories of individuals affected by the healthcare system's shortcomings. He argues that the current model is reactive rather than proactive, waiting for patients to become chronically ill before offering treatment. A significant part of Buhler's message revolves around the impact of food and environmental factors on health. He notes that the U.S. has over 10,000 chemicals in food products, compared to just 700 in Europe, raising concerns about the safety of American food. He criticizes the food industry for prioritizing profit over public health, pointing out that many harmful ingredients are banned in other countries but remain legal in the U.S. Buhler stresses the need for a comprehensive understanding of how food is processed and its effects on chronic diseases, advocating for a shift towards healthier food systems. Buhler addresses the media's role in shaping public perception, particularly regarding health issues. He describes how corporate interests can manipulate narratives to protect their profits, often at the expense of public health. He shares his frustration with hit pieces that misrepresent the testimonies and the individuals involved, arguing that these attacks are driven by financial motives rather than genuine concern for public welfare. Buhler believes that the media's focus on sensationalism detracts from the real issues at hand, such as the rising rates of chronic diseases and the need for systemic change. Buhler advocates for a shift towards preventative care, emphasizing the need for healthcare providers to focus on diet, lifestyle, and nutrition. He shares his personal journey of overcoming obesity and prediabetes through dietary changes and hormone optimization, illustrating the potential for individuals to reclaim their health. He argues that the current healthcare model is not designed to support preventative measures, as it primarily incentivizes treatment after illness occurs. Buhler believes that by prioritizing preventative care, the healthcare system can reduce the burden of chronic diseases and improve overall public health. Looking ahead, Buhler envisions a future where technology, particularly AI, plays a crucial role in healthcare. He discusses the potential for AI to analyze patient data and provide personalized health recommendations, making healthcare more accessible and efficient. Buhler believes that integrating AI into healthcare can help identify health issues before they become chronic, allowing for timely interventions. He argues that this approach can lead to better health outcomes and reduce the financial strain on the healthcare system. Buhler emphasizes the importance of open dialogue and collaboration across political lines. He believes that the issues surrounding healthcare and chronic disease are not partisan, but rather a matter of public health that affects everyone. By fostering conversations that prioritize human lives over political agendas, Buhler hopes to inspire collective action towards meaningful change in the healthcare system. He urges listeners to recognize the interconnectedness of health, food, and environment, advocating for a holistic approach to wellness that benefits all individuals. Buhler discusses the intricate relationship between the food system, government regulatory bodies, and the media, emphasizing how these entities often work together to suppress dissenting voices. He highlights the challenges faced by individuals advocating for healthier lifestyles, particularly in the context of the Make America Healthy Again movement, which he believes should be a bipartisan initiative. Buhler argues that the concept of improving public health transcends political affiliations and should be embraced by all parties. He expresses concern over how the left has shifted away from its historical stance against corporate malfeasance and environmental degradation, suggesting that the current political climate has become overly divisive. Buhler points out that large corporations, such as BlackRock and Vanguard, have significant control over pharmaceutical companies and media outlets, which can lead to the suppression of information that contradicts their interests. He shares his experiences of being attacked and discredited when advocating for health initiatives, noting that the media often labels dissenting opinions as misinformation without providing substantial evidence. He cites the example of Dr. Peter McCullough, a highly published expert who faced similar challenges when sharing his views during the COVID-19 pandemic. Buhler emphasizes the importance of transparency and accountability in both the media and the pharmaceutical industry, arguing that the public deserves access to accurate information. Buhler passionately advocates for a holistic approach to health, emphasizing that true wellness involves more than just medication. He critiques the over-reliance on drugs like GLP-1s for weight loss without addressing underlying lifestyle factors such as diet and exercise. He believes that a comprehensive approach to health should include regular physical activity, proper nutrition, and mental well-being. Buhler argues that the healthcare system often fails to prioritize these aspects, leading to a cycle of chronic illness and dependency on pharmaceuticals. Buhler discusses the socioeconomic factors that contribute to health disparities, noting that individuals from disadvantaged backgrounds often face greater challenges in accessing quality health care and maintaining healthy lifestyles. He highlights the importance of community support and social connections in promoting health, referencing studies that show how social environments can influence drug use and addiction. He believes that creating supportive communities can help mitigate the effects of poverty and improve overall health outcomes. Buhler shares his concerns about the opioid crisis and the role of pharmaceutical companies in perpetuating addiction. He recounts his experiences working in the pharmaceutical industry, where he witnessed firsthand the pressure to promote drugs without fully understanding their long-term effects. He emphasizes the need for a shift in focus from profit-driven motives to patient-centered care, advocating for a healthcare system that prioritizes the well-being of individuals over corporate profits. Throughout the conversation, Buhler stresses the importance of personal responsibility in health and wellness. He encourages individuals to take charge of their health by making informed choices about their diets, exercise routines, and overall lifestyle. He believes that by fostering a culture of accountability and self-improvement, people can overcome the challenges posed by the current healthcare system and societal pressures. Buhler remains optimistic about the potential for change, particularly with movements like Make America Healthy Again. He believes that by uniting individuals from different political backgrounds around the common goal of improving public health, society can create a more equitable and effective healthcare system. He encourages listeners to remain engaged and informed, advocating for a future where health and wellness are prioritized for all individuals, regardless of their background or circumstances.